I'm actually very lucky because I grew up with and around books. My dad actually used to pay me to read only a couple of euros, books that he chose. So it would be Treasure Island or Watership Down. And I think I never actually told him, but I would have read anyway, because I still do, to disappear into books, and I can read for hours on end. And then when I became a teacher, I realized that books are so much more than stories. When you read, you meet language. You see vocabulary in use. You see grammatical structures. You have collocations and phrasal verbs, things that are very difficult to study in a classroom. You have it all there, naturally in front of you. It's like effortless learning. Except, of course, it isn't effortless to read in a second language. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you have a good book. You need to like what you read. You need to love what you read. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. I had a student once, in English as well, who had never finished a book. He was 14 years old. He'd never finished a book. But I found out that he loved fishing. So I gave him The Old Man and the Sea. And he finished it within a very short period of time. And he actually came back and asked me for another book. And I gave him The Hobbit, which he also finished. And all of this in a language that wasn't his own. So that's the first thing. You need to love what you read. And if you feel that you often get stuck on specific words and you don't really have the fluency when you read, what you can do is read and listen to the audiobook at the same time. And these days, it's very easy to find the audiobook online for free. So if you have the book, just Google the audiobook and you have it. You can listen to it at the same time. And that will help you with pronunciation as well, because you hear the words, how they're supposed to be pronounced. And it might help you with both the fluency and learning how to pronounce the words. And I'd like to bear a torch for comic books. I feel they're often unfairly neglected and maybe not thought of as real literature. But they are great for those readers who maybe feel intimidated by large chunks of text. You have the same text in fewer words, but the language is not adapted, so you still get a good level of language. And you have the pictures there to help you understand the story. And there are many classics done in comic book format. I've even seen The Count of Monte Cristo and Pride and Prejudice. So you can still get those classic books in an easier format to read. It really doesn't matter which method you choose, because as long as you read in English, you will meet the language and you will see these words in use. And one day you'll be speaking English and you'll come out with a phrase that you've read somewhere in a book and you don't even know how you learnt it. And it feels good. And maybe it will help you continue reading. And that is the goal.